Hashtag feed your skills. Hashtag let's learn and grow together. Hello everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. A wonderful day to all of you. Welcome to the Institute of Global Professionals. Thank you for joining us for another live session of the international webinar here in IGP. My lovely audience, I am Marbeth from the Philippines and I am honored to be your host of the day. I am so glad to be with you once again in this virtual event. I hope that everyone will stay with us until the end of the program because we have a lot of things in store for you today. Here in IGP webinars, your participation and engagement is highly appreciated. In our quiz competition, the top 15 participants will receive the quiz completion certificate that is right after this live event. This will be posted in IGP's official Facebook page. Then it will be ready for you to download. Every day, we grant certificate of lifetime membership to the most active, consistent participant. So what are you waiting for? Share our live event to your friends and to your community. Write comments and feedback in the comment section. Who knows, you could be the next recipient of IGP's Certificate of Lifetime Membership. Apologies for today because our speaker won't be able to join us for this session due to some personal issue. But rest assured that we will have fun and we will learn a lot today through the most exciting part of the program, that is the live quiz competition. For today, we will just run the live quiz competition. Then after that, we will wrap up the session. If you have questions, feel free to send them in the comment section. I am sure that all of us will have many takeaways and payoffs from this webinar. I'm proud to tell you that every day many new participants are joining with us. I would like to welcome all the new participants to IGP's global family. With this, I am compelled to give you a little background about IGP. The Institute of Global Professionals is an educational institution which provides social work. We believe that it is not effective to increase one's skills by just acquiring formal education. So we provide training and consultations to generate a proficient generation through webinars, trainings, offline and online courses with best speakers and highly trained coaches from all across the globe. This is to cater you with the best learning platform. I'm proud to inform you that IGP is an ISO certified training and education institute. We are internationally recognized and globally accredited. IGP is your trusted platform to learn new things from the global leading leaders. We are the leading online skill development institution with thousands of learners worldwide. Our mission is to empower people and enhance skills through webinars. Most importantly, IGP is committed to serve. IGP is bringing the community of professionals to grow together and learn from each other. Here in IGP, learning never stops. We wish that you remain with us in this endeavor. Ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to be associated with IGP as a global member. I would like to take this opportunity to welcome all of you to the Institute of Global Professionals Free International Webinar. Once again, I am Marbeth, a core volunteer of IGP from the Philippines, and I am so privileged to host today's webinar. With this, I would like to say, let's watch together and learn together. We believe that the power is gained by sharing knowledge, not by hoarding it. And as of this afternoon, we have already successfully completed 771 webinars in various topics of your interest. All of these are available in our website, that is www.eduigp.com. Again, that is www.eduigp.com. Feel free to access them anytime. And you may also check all recorded webinars anytime on our Facebook page, Facebook group, and YouTube channel. We expect that all of you are getting a little bit benefited both in your personal and professional life with all of this. From time to time, you may like, share, tag your friends, and write comments. Share us how IGP is being helpful to you both in your personal and professional life. And also, don't hesitate to write feedbacks about IGP. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our Facebook page and Facebook group, and also our YouTube channel. Make sure to click the bell button below to be notified so that you will be notified with our live streaming every day. Please support us by spreading the news about IGP's free international webinar to your friends and to your community. Your support is greatly appreciated. Thank you so much. And before proceeding to our quiz competition, allow me to greet some of our active
Ma'am. Hello, ma'am.
participants. Yes, ma'am, sir.
Ma'am, our speaker joined with us now.
Okay, sir.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
So instead of having our quiz competition, we will proceed with our speaker. Our speaker for today. But before that, I would like to greet again. First, before calling our speakers, I would like to greet our active participants. We have our early bird today, Sir Alex Javier Alvarez and Evelyn Waperi. They are some of our avid participants here in IGP. We have Leah M. Pacunla, Christine Dantes, Gloria Vicente. Hello, everyone. Ginalyn Villar is with us, Carmela N. and Jimwell Sagario. Hello, Jimwell. Christine Tagle again. Jabel Laksamana. Hello, Jabel Laksamana. And also we have, who else do we have here? We have so many participants here. Okay, and also those participants they are so active in the comment section. Flomi Zalvijo. Hello, Sir Flomi. Hello to Penelope Garcia. Penelope Garcia. To Pema Lazom D. Lazat. Hello, Ryan Pakibo. Hello to you. Hello, everyone. And thank you for being so active in our comment section. Please tag your friends and invite more friends to join this live event. Okay, can you tag some of your friends? At least 5 of your friends in this event. Okay. Thank you so much, everyone, and greetings to all of you. Happy watching and happy learning to all of you. Without further ado, let's start the program with the IGP's mantra, feed your skills, innovate, inspire, impact. For today, I am presenting to you webinar number 772 on mathematics and language. And we are so fortunate today because our speaker was able to join us. Our speaker is an experienced mathematics instructor. She's a coordinator, teacher, a trainer, and also an assistant principal. She is also a founder of Mathologics. Let's welcome with virtual round of applause, Ma'am Nuama Khan from Pakistan.
Greetings, everyone. Hope you
Hello,
all
ma'am.
are able to hear me.
Yes, ma'am. Could you turn on your microphone? Hi, could you turn on your video
Actually,
or
I am
cam?
having some electricity issue. We
Okay.
have some electricity issue in Pakistan. So as soon as I got back with the electricity, I will open my camera. Right now, I am presenting with mobile data. मैं अगर कैमरा ऑन करूंगी तो
Okay,
it
that
will
will
be
be fine.
difficult to continue maybe. Shall we proceed?
Yes. Well, the
Thank
floor
you so
is
much,
yours.
everyone, for a warm welcome and a very good evening to all of you. All right, let's proceed towards our presentation. So, today's topic is mathematics, our language. Quickly, let me know in the comment section what pops up in your mind or what comes in your minds when you hear about maths as a language. All right, this is me, Noma Khan. I am 23, I am a learner. I am a teacher by profession and a trainer by passion. I have done my MSc in Applied Mathematics and I also founded my own organization named Methodologics back in 2020. So that's a small introduction of mine. All right. Our today's session's objectives are what is language, components of language, some international rules of mathematics we will be going to discuss, characteristics of mathematical language, what is the problem with the word problems. We will also discuss this, some strategies for fostering mathematical communication in your classrooms, and a next steps. All right. What is a language? What do you think? What is a language? Your responses in comment section. There are various definitions of language. A language may be a system of codes or words used to communicate information using symbols or sounds. In some ways, we use gestures as a language to communicate our thoughts or to communicate our feelings. Some mathematicians believe that language should be able to represent events and abstract concepts. So basically, language is a medium to communicate, right? A language has some factors. There must be a vocabulary of words or symbols. Meaning must be attached to the words or symbols. Whatever words or symbols we are using to communicate, that must have some meaning. A language employs grammar, which is a set of rules that outline how vocabulary is used, a syntax, organize symbols into linear structures, proposition, a narrative. there must be or have been a group of people who use and understand the symbols. Obviously, if we are using some certain words or symbols, so there must be a group of people to understand those words or symbols, right? Mathematics bridge all these important requirements. The symbols, syntax, their meanings, and grammar are the same across the globe. No matter in what country we live, we all use same words or symbols to communicate mathematically. Right? Mathematics is same around the globe, or mathematics is a universal language. Now, what is vocabulary, grammar, and syntax in mathematics? Let us consider an example. Here you can see on my slide, I wrote it here 3 plus 5 is equals to 8. This 3 plus 5 is equals to 8 could be stated as 3 added to 5 equals 8, right? By dividing this, noun in math include Arabic numerals, fractions, variables, expressions, diagrams, or visual elements. As we all know, when we talk about English language, we define noun as naming words, but in mathematics, noun is expressions, variables, or a fraction that we use to name our some digit or some answers. Verbs include symbols like equalities or inequalities. So the verbs in mathematics are equalities and inequalities, or arithmetic operations or other trigonometric operations like sine, cos, tan, sec, and etc. So in mathematical language, noun is expression and variable that we use to name or we consider to solve some problems. And verbs is refers to as equalities, inequality signs, mathematical operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, or some trigonometric operations as well. International rules, mathematics, grammar, and syntax, like vocabulary, as we have discussed, are international. No matter what country, as we have discussed is earlier, no matter what country you are from or what language you speak, the structure of mathematical language is the same for all of us and the same around the globe. Let's see some international rules of mathematical language. Formulas, it is an international rule that formulas are read from left to right. We all use Latin alphabets for parameters, for representation of parameters or variables. Also, we use Greek alphabet in mathematics to represent wavelength of light, pi, and so on, speed of light, wavelength, and so on. Parentheses and brackets indicate the order in which the symbols interact. And we all can agree on these rules that we all are using these international rules in mathematics. The way functions and integrals derivatives are phrased is uniform. No one of us can put the integral at the end of expression, right? There is a uniformity, there is a rule to write an integral equation or a derivative or differentiated equations. Let's have a look on characteristics of mathematical language. So, mathematical language or the language of mathematics is very precise, concise, and powerful. Any example? How mathematics is precise and concise? Yes, mathematics is very precise and concise language that we can use some certain symbols to represent or to convey some bigger ideas. If we want to write there exists, we have a symbols to show that there exists. We don't have to write sense and therefore we have symbols for them. Right? We don't have to write every time is equals to or is not equals to. We have a symbol in mathematics language that convey this meaning. Let us consider another example. Numbers have lots of different names. The expression 5, 2 plus 3, 10 divided by 2, 6 minus 2 plus 1, or if you add 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. All look different. These all the expressions, these all numeric expressions looks different, but they are all are just different name for the same number, that is 5. 2 plus 3 is represents 5. 10 divided by 2 represents 5. 6 minus 2 plus 1 is also represents the number 5, and adding 1 5 times is also represent the number 5. Now, what are the problems with the word problems? What problems? Let me know in the comment section. What problem does your students face when tackling with word problems in mathematics? What difficulties your students face while addressing word problems? I am waiting for your responses in chat box or in comment section. As the students get older, they presented with what are often referred to as word problems. These are math problems placed within the context of a written scenario, imaginary scenario, or sometimes in a form of real life scenarios, right? So while the connection between reading difficulties and completing math word problems can be clear, it is also important to consider how language plays a role in understanding these types of math activities. Exactly, they fail to comprehend the word problem, they don't understand the math language. Okay, So, why do you think why students don't understand the mathematical language? Where is the loophole that needs to bridge? Not able to interpret in numbers. Exactly. But why? We know the problems. Let's talk about why. Why our students don't understand the mathematical language? Let's consider a scenario. When you want to make your student understand about tenses, or you want your students to write a paragraph while you were teaching English language or some other language, what is the first step? You first teach your students to structure a sentence, right? First, you teach your students about words, then structure a sentence or parts of a speech. Then you teach your students about tenses and how to write a paragraph or how to write an essay. Similarly, think for a while, are we teaching our students to deal with mathematical language? Yes, many students around the globe struggle with math problems or word problems a lot. But what is the reason? What do you think? What is the reason? Whenever I teach any new topic to my students, I always I always translate mathematical language for them to make them understand. Yes, students struggle with math problems and they were not able to judge what operation, mathematical operation to perform. Students get confused between addition and multiplication, right? So whenever I teach my students, I try my best to make them aware of the meaning of each mathematical symbol and each new term and terminology of mathematical language that is different in English language. For example, direction is not same in mathematics. But in mathematics, when we talk about direction, we talk about axis, x-axis, y-axis, z-axis, right? We talk about in dimensions, right? Let us consider one more example from my experience. Whenever I teach my students about sets, I break the terms into two parts, the definition into two parts, and make my students understand the meaning of well defined and the meaning of distinct. The word distinct is different in English, or the meaning of the word distinct in English is different. It is very important, and it is our responsibility being a teacher to make our students aware of those mathematical terminologies so that they can cater or tackle with the math word problems. Let's see some problems with word problems and language. Connection between language and symbolic representation of numerals and math operation is key in understanding a word problem. Your students must aware of symbolic representation of numerals. If you are using some symbols in your classroom, make your students aware of the meaning of those symbols. Biggest challenge for students is that of understanding what operation or operations are represented by the language of the problem. So many students struggle in decision making while they have to use addition or multiplication. Many students mistaken the division problem and perform subtraction sometime. Agree or disagree? Am I right or am I wrong? Having the language skill to identify past, present, future, possession, direction, pronouns, and verbs are all necessary within the context of a word problem. If your students have a good command over language skills, they can uh, tackle the word problems at some ease. Students who struggle with these language concepts may have adequate math calculation skills and still be unable to perform the problem. So, to avoid these problems, try to make your students familiar with the meanings of special terms and terminologies of mathematical language. Also, the symbols in mathematic language that conveys a bigger meaning or a broader ideas. Thank you so much. All right, let us consider a scenario. Imagine a student is struggling with the concept of tense in the language. They are receiving math instructions. The student is asked to complete the following word problem. Jack had two apples, he ate one, and he plans to buy another tomorrow morning. How many apples will Jack have tomorrow? If the student isn't able to make sense of when each action is happening, they will be unable to determine how many apples Jack will have tomorrow. Maybe a student struggles with the terms tomorrow, yesterday, today, right? So if your student is struggling with when each action is happening, they will be unable to determine or they will be unable to solve the problems. Instead of that, say this. Now uh, I have list down some phrases or some instructions that we use in our classrooms, and we will reflect what is the best way to instruct a student so that they will have better mathematical understanding. So, are you all ready? All right. These two examples are from counting and cardinality concept. So, the first one is instead of saying 1 is the first number, say this, say let's start counting with 1 or zeros. The first example is instead of saying 1 is the first number, say let's start counting with 1 or 0. What is the problem in saying 1 is the first number? 1 is not the first number. As we all know, the number line is continuous in both directions, having 0 in the center, negative integers on left, and positive integers on right. Why we should say let's start counting with 1 or 0? When you say let's start counting with 1 or 0, this accurately represents a conceptual understanding of counting and number sense. Numbers don't start at a particular place, but rather you choose to begin counting at 0, 1, or another integer. Right? Number don't start at any particular place, but it's up to us that from which number we want to start our counting. Right? Another one is instead of saying and the last one is 10, say 8, 9, 10. We will stop there, but we could count more. Always tell your students that they can count more, but if it is up to them if they have to stop at some particular number. Now, what is the problem? This suggests when you say and the last one is 10, this suggests that 10 is the final or highest number. As many children are struggling with teen numbers, it is necessary to give the opportunity to count beyond 10. Right? And when you said 8, 9, 10, and we will stop counting there, but we could count more, it's provide an indication that 10 is a temporary stopping point, helps children understand that there are numbers beyond 10. All right. Next is from numbers in base 10. Instead of saying what number is in the 10th place, say what digit is in the 10th place. What is the value of digit 4 in the 10th place? Now, what is the problem in saying what number is in the 10th place? The number is 243. The digit in the 10th place is 4 with a value of 40. Right? 4 is our digit. 4 is just a digit in number 243. Making sense? Now, why should we say what digit is in the 10th place? This reinforces the conceptual understanding of place value and emphasize that 4 is part of the number 243 with a value of 40. Thank you so much. Okay, moving forward. 529 and should only be used to represent the decimal point 3.25, 3 and 25 hundredths or fractions, a mixed number or a fraction, 3 and 1/4. 529 is mathematically correct. Operations in base 10. When adding, your answer is always bigger. When subtracting, your answer is always smaller. Many times I have heard this from many good teachers that when adding, uh, your answer is always bigger. When subtracting, your answer is always smaller. This is not always true. When working with zero, rational numbers, or negative numbers, adding will not always produce a greater number, and subtracting will not always produce a number that is less. Ask children to predict and answer. Don't say rules that uh, expire in subsequent grade levels, because it leads to the erroneous understanding of addition and subtraction. So, from now onwards, I hope we all will ask our students to predict and answer instead of telling them that when they will add, their answer will be bigger, or when they subtract, their answer will get smaller. Thank you so much, lovely audience, for your continuous participation. All right. Another terms we often use in mathematics, uh, or when we teach the concepts of addition and subtraction, that is carry or borrow. This terminology is correct but procedural. Regroup, trade, or exchange reinforce the conceptual understanding of grouping ones into tens, tens into hundreds, hundreds into thousands, and so on. Ungrouping hundreds into tens, tens into ones, and so on. So instead of saying carry or borrow, try to use the word regroup or exchange. Let's consider some examples from geometry section as well. Same example, these are the same shapes. It's better to say similar. The shapes are similar when the only difference is in size. So try to make your student understand the meaning of word similar in terms of mathematics. The two or more shapes will be similar if the difference is only in their sizes. For example, if we have three circles, one with a radius 2 centimeter, another is with radius 4 centimeter, or the third one is with a radius 5 centimeters. So all three shapes are circle. It means the shapes are similar, but their size is different. Making sense? All right. These shapes are same. Instead of saying these shapes are same, try to use the term congruent. This term should be used to describe similar shapes that are same in size. The two triangles having same dimensions are congruent or will be congruent, right? If we have two circles with same radius or same diameter, the two circles will be congruent, not similar. So try to make your students aware of the difference between these two mathematical terms, that is similar and congruent, and try to make them aware of the meaning that these two words convey. These halves are the same, doesn't convey the conceptual meaning. Symmetrical. This term should be used to describe a reflection of a shape. So if I draw a rectangle and cut it diagonally, then It will divided into two triangles, and those two triangles will be symmetrical, not same. Thank you so much for appreciation. Right, so are we all ready? Are we all ready to consider some examples from measurement sections? Yes. I hope you all are enjoying, and I hope I am giving you something fruitful and productive that will help you in your teaching. All right. From measurement section, I have listed down two examples over here using weight and mass interchangeably, not mathematically accurate. Most of the math teachers often use weight and mass. It's not weight and mass, it's weight or mass. Mass refers to the amount of matter in an object, whereas weight is the pull of gravity on an object. Right? So these two terms have difference: weight or mass. Yeah, weight, yeah, mass. Weight and mass is not mathematically if you are solving some mathematical problem in which some object is has some amount of matter and is static, then you can use the term mass. But if you are solving a problem with having some object at some pulley or hanging it some vertically, so there will be a gravity in action. So the correct word would be weight over there instead of mass. Using capacity and volume interchangeably, not mathematically accurate. Many teachers use capacity and volume as same thing, but it's not same. Although their units are in cubic meter, which is same. Capacity and volume both has the unit in cubic meter, but capacity and volume has different meanings. Volume refers to the space of an object. The space of a box is the volume of that box. Meanwhile, capacity refers to the liquid measurement. Right? So whenever your students solve any word problem, including some liquid measurements, make them understand to use word capacity instead of volume. Water bottles or soft drink bottles has capacity, not volumes. All right. Now it's time to discuss some strategies. So I am giving you some tips that you can use in your classroom to foster your students' mathematical language and make your students to practice to communicate in mathematical language. So we have discussed and considered many problems that our students faced and some mistakes that we might make while delivering our lectures in our classrooms. It's time to look some solutions. Right. So here I have listed down three strategies for you. Revoicing. Revoicing involves three things: repeating, rephrasing, or expanding on student talk. This student talk can be uh, a debate or a group discussion. Argumentation. Encourage your student to take and defend position against alternative views. If you pose a question in your classroom and one of your students made some statement relative to that problem or that proposed question, ask your second student for and alternative views and ask your both students to defend their answers. They can have a debate on agree and disagree basis, right? Next is justification. Encourage students to explain and justify their answer, not just settle down with the answer of your students. Always ask them why, how, how do you know, how did you do that, what was your next step, why do you think, right? What will you do? So always ask your student these types of questions and encourage them to justify their statements. It will help them to communicate mathematically, and also you will have the idea whether your students have a good command over some mathematical concept, or he or she is confused, or he or she is stuck at some point. Now, revoicing, you can use revoicing in four ways in your classroom: to highlight ideas that have come directly from students, to highlight ideas from your students. Second is to help develop students' understanding that are implicit in those ideas. You can build on student thinking on those proposed ideas from your students. To you can negotiate the meaning with their your students. You can negotiate with their statements and have and can have a whole class discussion. And you can also use the revoicing strategy to add new ideas or move discussion in another direction, connecting your ideas and your point of view with your students' statements or your students' ideas. Now I am going to share some considerable questions for you being a teacher. Here are some guiding questions to help you take action if you suspect a student is struggling with math due to their language skills. So you might consider these four questions. Do I regularly clarify and explain vocabulary and symbols within my instruction? It is very important to explain each term, symbols, and special vocabulary that we only use in mathematical language and not in other languages. Are these resources for students within my learning environment to support student understanding of words and symbols? Do I use image and manipulatives to support an understanding of vocabulary and symbols? It is also very important to have a visualization related to some mathematical idea. If you show your students some images or some stimulations or manipulatives related to some symbols or some mathematical terminology, your students may grasp the idea more quickly. Next, you could consider, do I have a student in my class who receive special education services for language based disabilities? As we all know, we have some students have different types of learning disabilities. So, if yes, ask yourself, have I consulted with a special educator about my math instructions? So there are some reading disabilities, there are some writing disabilities, there are some mathematical learning disability with calculations. So being the teacher, we should aware and we should try to be aware of those difficulties of our students and try to tackle them accordingly to meet the needs of each of our learners. All right, we are about to end of our today's session from my side. So, our today's key takeaways: we understand language as a tool. We understand how to communicate mathematically is important. How conceptual, how much conceptual fluency is important, and how can we improve our instructions to provide our students with conceptual fluency instead of just procedural fluency. Then we talk about some strategies that we can use in our class to foster mathematical language, and also the biggest key takeaway of the session from my side is always try to make your student understand the meaning behind the special term or symbol that you used in your instructions or that used in mathematical word problems. This is the key element. If your students aware of the spatial word or the meaning that word conveys or the meaning that symbol conveys, they will have some ease in handling with word problems. Thank you so much for your patience. Thank you so much for your participation. Thank you so much, IGP, for providing me your platform. Thank you so much, everyone. That's all from my side for today. You can connect me via my Facebook page. The link is on the slide, that is www.facebook.com/mathologics. You can join my group, and you can reach me out via email as well at logicsmatho@gmail.com.
Thank you so much, Mom. No one can for that very inspiring and very enlightening session that you have given us this for this session. One of my key takeaway for this session is that if we as the teachers will teach mathematics as language to our learners, they will learn mathematical equations or word problems more easily. So let's teach math as a language to our learners. Thank you so much for that invaluable service that you rendered to us as our resource speaker for today's session. We are so grateful for all the knowledge that you have shared to us. Truly, those are very inspiring and enlightening. And you further deepen our understanding about mathematics and how it should be taught to our children. Well, we'll see you again in the Q&A part of our program. Meanwhile, we will hold you at the backstage to give way to the live quiz competition. Is that okay?
Yes, it's perfectly fine. Thank
So,
you so much,
after the
everyone.
quiz competition, you will be back here in the Q&A part of the program. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you. Later, we will give you the certification link in the comment box. And if you encounter any problem, you can collect your e-certificate direct from our website, that is www.eduigp.com. Again, that is www.eduigp.com. And after collecting your e-certificate, don't forget to celebrate with IGP through your check-in. Buckle up because at this juncture, we will now proceed to the most exciting and most anticipated part of this event. That is the live quiz competition. Then afterwards is the Q&A part. I'd like to encourage everyone to join our live quiz competition. There are three ways of joining. First, you may click the joining link in the comment section, or you may scan the QR code that will be flashed on your screen, or go to the using your browser, go directly to www.slido.com. And our code for today is quiz IGP123. Again, our code for today is quiz IGP123. And also, I would like to remind everyone. Okay, as you join, please join with your full name because this will be the name that we'll be using in your certificate if you win this quiz competition. Okay, I could already see lots of participants. Thank you so much, Sir Alan Butas, for assisting us in the comment section. Okay, as of the moment, we have already 44 participants. Come on, guys, please join the quiz competition. Our first question: what language does the word mathematics originate from? French or Greek? %95 answer Greek, and that is the correct answer. Congratulations. On our leaderboard, Cherry Ann L. Infante is leading, followed by Ginalyn Villar, and then Evelyn, Natalie, and Emily. Next question. Question number 2. Which of these is an official language of the Philippines? Spanish or English? You, that is being used in teaching English and other subjects. Is it English or Spanish? 89% answered English, and that is the correct answer. Chair Ann Infante is leading our leaderboard, followed by Ginalyn Villar, Resurrection, and then Natalie, and then Jem Jang and Zaira. Question number 3. Mathematics transcends language. Therefore, ELLs do not require language support in math class. Is it true or false? ELL stands for English Language Learning Ethic. 78% of the participants answered correctly. That is false. On the leaderboard, we still have Cherry Ann Infanta. Next is Ginalyn Villar, Natalie Kate, Shaira, and Flomi Salvidio. Question number 4. Modern technology depends heavily on science and mathematics. Is it true or false? %96 of the participants answered true. And that is correct. Good job. Okay, we still have Cherry Ann Infanta. Next is Natalie Kate, followed by Ginalyn Villar, and then Shaira and Ricky Colima. Question number 5. How many years are required to fulfill the mathematics requirements? Is it 2.5 years or 3 years? The correct answer is 3 years. 52% of the participants were able to get the correct answer. Then on our leaderboard, we still have Cher Ann Infante. Next is Shaira Balios, Cristina V. Del Rosario, and then Alan Butas and Flomi Salvido. Question number 6. Regarding mathematics, what concept were they one of the first to invent? The concept of zero or the concept of counting? Is it the concept of zero or the concept of counting? The correct answer is the concept of zero. Only 40% of the participants were able to get the correct answer. On our leaderboard, this time we have Joel Bernazor, followed by Cherry Lynn Yamaguchi, next Queenie Rose, and then Natalie Kate and Ginalyn Villar. Question number 7. Albert Einstein had trouble with mathematics when he was in school. Is it true or false? Correct answer is false. Only 23% of the participants were able to get the correct answer. And on our leaderboard, we still have Joel Bernazor. Next is Natalie Kate Villar, and then Cherry Yamaguchi, and then Evelyn Waperi and Gima Lynn Rivera. Question number 8. Who claimed that mathematics is the source to scientific truth? It is Antoine or Descartes?
Antoine Descartes.
Antoine or Descartes? The correct answer is Descartes. On our leaderboard, Joel Bernazor, and then Evelyn Waperi, Gemalyn Rivera, JB Aparecio, and then Queenie Rose Ivy. Question number 9, the branch of mathematics dealing with the relation of the sides and angles with the relevant functions of the angles. Is it triangle or trigonometry?
Wala, nandiyan na si Matt. Dito ka na lang. Dito ka. Dito.
Trigonometry is the correct answer.
Talong.
We still have Joel Bernazor. Next is Evelyn Waperi, Gemalyn Rivera, JB Aprecio, and Queenie Rose Ivy on our leaderboard. And last question. In the school, do we learn language, social sciences, natural sciences, and arts? Is it true or false? The correct answer is false. Why is that so? Only 6% of the participants were able to get the correct answer. And congratulations to our top 10 winners for this quiz competition. We have Joel Bernasor, followed by Evelyn Waperi. Next is Cherry Lynn Yamaguchi, and then Kimalin Rivera, JB Aparecio, and then Christine Dantes, Queenie Rose Salvijo, Cherry Ann Infante, Gina Lynn Resurrection, Natalie Kate Villar on the 10th place. Congratulations to all of you. You will be receiving your quiz completion certificate after this live event. Okay? Thank you so much for joining our quiz competition. Once again, my lovely audience, let me remind you, don't forget to like and share this event in your news feed. Make sure to tag your friends in the comment box. Thank you so much. And don't go away because at this moment, we will now indulge ourselves into a meaningful discussion with our lively and energetic speaker in the Q&A part of this program. You may start sending your questions now. Meanwhile, let's enjoy watching this short video. Let's welcome back our speaker, Ma'am Nuami Khan. Okay, please start sending your questions now. I could see a question from Flomi Salvijo. What is the importance? Let me just go back on that.
Okay,
What is the importance
may
of
I?
mathematics as language? Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Shall we proceed?
Yes, ma'am. What is the importance of mathematics as a language? That is our first question.
Okay, as we have discussed the mathematics as a language in our session, your student won't be able to understand the mathematical concept until or unless you teach your students mathematics as a language. Right? So mathematics is a language in which the whole universe is written. In our surroundings, in everywhere, we can explore many mathematical phenomena. So it is very important to teach your students mathematics as a language rather than a subject. I hope I have answered your question.
Okay, thank you for that answer, ma'am. Okay, let's look for our next question.
Bibigyan kita kaso lang.
Do we have more questions from the participants?
Kasi lang nire-review ko pa itong kasi kay Tensi, ibabato ko yung mga special ice cream siyang ginawang order. Imbes na cancel at. Kasi dapat kinakancel yun. Tapos papalitan mo yung price. Yun sa
Okay, I don't see questions at the moment.
special price yun.
Hindi. Hindi ko maghahabol ng babae.
Thank you, Sir Alan Brutas, for assisting us in the comment section.
Hindi ko pa nga nabito yun.
Okay. Sir Flomi Salvejo commented that yes, thank you, ma'am, for the answer.
Ivy.
Did we have more questions from the participants? Is there anything that you want to clarify about the topic?
Hindi kita sabi. Kasi yung tulog ko, wala 5 na, gising
I think we do not have questions anymore. Okay, since we do not have questions anymore, that completes the Q&A part of the program for today.
Nagkulat ako, akala ko alarm.
On behalf of the whole IGP team, together with all the participants for this session, I would like to express our heartfelt gratitude for all the valuable knowledge that you have shared to us, Ma'am Noami Khan. Thank you so much for all the knowledge that you have shared tonight. Thank you. Is there any
Thank you so
final
much.
words? Yes. Do you have any final words for the audience, for all the participants?
Yes. My final words, my final key takeaways, try to make your student understand the meaning about the special terminologies and symbols that we use in mathematics, and try to teach your subject mathematics more as language rather than just a subject. Thank you so much, everyone. All the best
Thank you,
to all
ma'am.
of you.
Kumbaga,
Yes. Thank you so much, and all the best to you also. To all the participants who actively participated in this event, thank you so much for all your participation. I hope you have gained a huge understanding of today's webinar.
ang aga nila.
And our code for today is IGP4042. Again, our code for today is IGP4042. This has been a very rewarding and fruitful day for all of us because of the energetic speaker that we had. To my fellow speakers, I'd like to thank all of you for attending today's session. Let me thank all of you for being so patient and active and attentive all throughout the webinar. Hopefully, you have learned something new today that will be useful in your life. And the beautiful thing about learning is nobody can take it away from you. That is from BB King. Okay, again, our code for this webinar is IGP4042. Don't forget to collect your e-certificate after the session and give a check-in with IGP. You may collect it from our website or through the link that will be mentioned below. Again, how to get your certificate? Go to www.eduigp.com. Log in using your account. Then, if you are new, please create an account. Click free webinars and look for today's program title and date, and then enroll this event. Then after enrolling, once you are enrolled, enter the code and then click get your certificate. Once you click get your certificate, your e-certificate will be auto downloaded to your device. And another thing, after clicking getting your certificate, I would like to invite everyone to join the Institute of Global Professionals official Facebook group, because in this group you can post all your achievements, such as your quiz competition certificates and your webinar certificates. And then you may also send your queries regarding the webinars and the e-certificates and anything about all, all the matters related to IGP. The IGP CSR team and facilitating officials will be happy to help you. Thank you so much. If you have learned something or we have been helpful to you, even just in a little bit, please leave a review on our page. And also, don't forget to like and subscribe to our Facebook page, Facebook group, and YouTube channel. Please spread the information about IGP to your friends. Well, that concludes our program for today. To all the IGP Free International webinar participants, thank you so much for your unwavering support and for staying with us. Thank you for your active participation and engagement. Thank you for your heartwarming messages. Remember that IGP is always here to render you our best service. To Team IGP, good job everyone for another successful live session. This has been a worthwhile event and rewarding experience for all of us. We hope to see you all again in our upcoming webinars. Okay, we have a question from Menaz Ali. Go to www. You can get your certificate to our website. That is www.eduigp.com. Then don't forget our code for today. I hope you took a screenshot of it. And then look for the date and the webinar title that we have, that is mathematics as a language. Enroll that and then enter the code, then click get your certificate. That's it. All things work together for good to those who love God and to those who are called according to his purpose. Again, this has been your host, Marbeth from the Philippines, signing off. Thank you so much. Stay happy and stay safe. To God be the glory. Bye, everyone.